Hi, welcome back. I'm Susan Guttridge, and I'm so pleased to have you here listening. Just as we get started, let's take a deep breath together to separate the space from what you were doing before this and to more fully arrive in this moment. So, breathing in, and when it feels right for you, exhaling out. So far in this course, we've been exploring the weather analogy when it comes to looking at depression. So the umbrella represents seeking help. The rain boots symbolize those restorative practices, behaviors, and the rain jacket represents deepening awareness of our thoughts and meeting them with compassion. So now let's turn our attention towards the sun, which represents the source of warmth and light that can break through even the darkest of storm clouds. Moments of connection with people we care about, shared laughter, experiences of awe, and living in alignment with our values can pierce through the desolate terrain of depression, and that is what the sunshine represents. These ideas might sound simplistic, they might even sound like common sense, but I do have to say that in the depths of depression, they can feel overwhelming. When depression weighs heavily, even the smallest steps can feel like you're climbing a mountain, and connecting with others can seem like an impossible task when energy is scarce. It's as though a thick fog descends, making everything hazy and distant. And so that's why we're talking about them here, to help these practices become anchored as part of just your automatic life, just things that you show up and do each day, so that when the storm clouds of depression do roll in, you will have a buffer. Okay, let's look at each one of those in more detail, starting with connection. So, we are social beings, and as such, our healing thrives in connection more so than it does in isolation. Um, in her book called Positivity, Barbara Fredrickson emphasizes how love and connection can help build resilience in the face of depression. For those navigating the profound depths of depression or low mood, the idea of connection can feel incredibly distant. Maybe even it can feel impossible. You might find yourself grappling with a deep sense of loneliness, a feeling that nobody really understands the weight that you carry, or you might feel like you're a burden, or perhaps you've been isolating yourself for so long that you don't have a social support network around you. I actually see that a lot. It is common, and it is such a deeply valid part of the experience of depression. The truth is, genuine connection, even in its smallest forms, can serve as the most vital lifeline. It's about building bridges, however fragile they may feel at first, building bridges with others who can offer support and who can offer understanding. So, connection plays a crucial role in symptom reduction for a whole bunch of reasons. Having one or two close connections you can count on creates that support network where you can share your feelings, share your needs, even sometimes just be distracted by what they're doing, and also where you can be yourself. This sense of connection is powerful for reducing those feelings of isolation and loneliness, and it really does buffer us against stress. The trusted individuals, through their caring, might offer you practical, relatable help and encouragement. They create a space where you can feel heard, and that actually bolsters our ability to cope during tough times. Laughter, shared with these close connections, further strengthens the bonds and releases endorphins, the body's natural feel good chemicals, and this can instantly boost mood and reduce stress. Um, from a biological perspective, Connection can stimulate the release of oxytocin, which is a neurotransmitter in the brain that promotes feelings of well-being and that also reduces stress. So combining all of these factors together, it is so clear how connection contributes to a sense of belonging and purpose, which is so essential for managing and reducing symptoms of depression. Now, if connecting with others feels overwhelming, remember that connection can begin with just really gentle curiosity towards yourself and also to the surroundings in the space that you're in. So please start small. If you have been having trouble even just getting out of your house, could you start with maybe a text message or a phone call? Could you even start so small as acknowledging the presence or companionship of a pet that perhaps you have? Because interacting with animals can reduce stress and increase feelings of happiness. And then perhaps when you do start to get out of the house, it's the kind eyes with the clerk at the grocery store or a shared smile with a neighbor. Connection doesn't have to always be a lengthy conversation. Sometimes it's a moment of shared humanity. I do want to take a moment here to give mention to the complexities of connection because I think it's important to point out that social connection isn't always straightforward. For some, past experiences with family or close relationships may have led to hurt or betrayal or a loss of trust. So, if that's true for you, you are not alone. Many people find that strained or unsafe relationships contribute to that isolating pull of depression. So, research has shown that experiences of relational injury, such as rejection, emotional neglect, abuse, these can significantly affect one's ability to actually seek support and to feel safe in connection. What's important here to acknowledge is that healing doesn't require repairing these past relationships. When there's been abuse present, sometimes repairing the relationship isn't the safest thing for you to do. So, healing can actually begin with finding even one safe connection, whether it's a friend, a therapist, a support group, a community that shares your same interests or values. You're allowed to be discerning about who you let into your emotional space and about rebuilding trust in yourself and in others. And it's a gradual process, so please go easy on yourself. All right, if it's okay, turn towards your notebook and write down this suggestion. What is the smallest step that you can take towards deepening a connection, and who would it be with? All right, let's talk now about moments of awe. This practice involves gently noticing experience that evoke a sense of wonder and amazement, and these can actually shift our focus away from automatic negative thoughts, and they do uplift our mood. I recognize that this sounds counterintuitive because in the depths of depression, it can feel as though a veil is blocking out the awe and the joy in life. However, we can appreciate a moment of awe for the very reason that we know the darkness of depression. We can experience a moment of awe even in the midst of depression. From the book 10% Happier from Dan Harris, we learned that cultivating moments of awe each day can actually offer a whole bunch of benefits. It shifts our perspective beyond our immediate concerns, helping us feel more connected to the world and to find more joy in everyday experiences. It provides stress relief by allowing our minds and our bodies to relax. It inspires creativity and curiosity. It enhances mindful presence and it bolsters our resiliency by reminding us of the world's beauty and vastness and that it is always there around us. These tiny glimpses of beauty can still exist even when everything around you feels so dim. Dan Harris wrote, and I love this quote, "Happiness, it turns out, is a skill, one you can train just like you train your body in the gym." This statement reminds us that practicing awe regularly is essential for improving our mental and emotional health. When we actively look for awe-inspiring moments, we train our brains to notice and to appreciate the beauty and the wonder that is all around us. Okay, turning to your notebook now, write down this next suggestion. Take a moment each day to write down your moment of awe, just in point form. What was it? What was it that enabled you to pause just in that moment to notice the beauty of something around you? All right, moving on to the next part, values. Living in alignment with our values can provide a sense of purpose, guiding us through that dark landscape of depression. When we identify and embrace what truly matters to us, we create a sense of coherence and meaning in our lives. And this sense of purpose can act as kind of like a beacon of light, much like the sunshine, helping us navigate difficult times. By living our values, we enhance our well being, tap into our motivation, build resilience, and foster a deeper connection with ourselves and the world around us. And I know this might sound simplistic, but I have to share with you so often when I do a values exploration with people, they realize that they have all these values that they haven't been living every single day. So, in this lesson, I'm hoping you can turn to your notebook and write down this suggestion now. Look over a list of values and reflect on what are your top 6 values. And then ask yourself, what are the smallest ways you can live them every day? All right, we have made it to the end of this lesson. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And remember, even in challenging times, moments of connection, of laughter, of awe, and of living your values really can make a difference. It's in these moments that you can be reminded of your strength, of your worth, and of the beauty that exists in your journey. I have a handout for you that outlines all of this information. It includes a list of values and it will include some questions for reflection. I will put the link in the description of this video for you, so please do take a moment to go and grab that. Drop me a line in the comments if there was something that stood out for you today in a positive way, and I will see you in the next lesson. Thank you so much for keeping returning to watching these, and I thank you so much for being here today.